We are on top of breaking news here on WFMY News 2 at noon. Right now, there is a heavy police presence on Crest Ridge Road in Greensboro. WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas joins us live near the scene where police are gathered. Giselle, what can you tell us? All right, Giselle, we'll see you a little later tonight at 4. We are also on top of 2 developing stories affecting the Triad. We have live team coverage this afternoon in Winston-Salem. A local park is closed as law enforcement agencies search for a missing teenager. And in Raleigh, demonstrators are challenging a bill that would strip nearly 1,000 acres of land in Summerfield. We'll check in with our reporters in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the weather. Ed, the word of the day is hot, H-O-T. Have we officially made it to the hottest day of the year?
Not officially yet. Our hottest day back.
Good afternoon and thanks for watching WFMY News 2 at noon. I'm Lauren Coleman. Our top story for today, a Microsoft outage that impacted the entire world. If you were with us this morning, you saw it firsthand. The shutdown impacted flights, banks, and companies worldwide, forcing organizations back to pen and paper. It even impacted us here at News 2. So apparently a major Windows update glitched, crashing systems across the globe. And now we've learned that the outage has forced some North Carolina DMVs to close its doors. WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas is live at a state DMV to explain more. This all shows how much we rely on technology. Thank you so much for that update, Giselle. Here's a little more insight about what exactly went wrong. George Kurtz, the president and CEO of CrowdStrike, posted this on X early this morning. He said a single defect in a Windows update started the collapse. It explains that the Microsoft shutdown was not due to a security incident or a cyber attack. Kurtz says the issue has been identified and solved. And of course, this outage stretched far beyond the Triad. So many computers use Microsoft software. So the outage shut down video advertisements on Times Square, and many checkout counters couldn't even accept payment, forcing businesses to an abrupt halt. We're continuing to dig into this story as we learn more about what happened. And you can stick with us in our later newscast or on WFMYnews2.com for the most up-to-date information. 12:03 now. 2 people are dead after a shooting this morning in Alamance County. The shooting was at a home on Beaver Creek Road in Burlington. One person was found dead inside the home and another man was found dead in an outbuilding. WFMY News 2's Amber Lake has more information on how all this happened.
We start with breaking news at noon. Greensboro police have made an arrest in the March 29th hit and run that injured more than a dozen people. Police arrested Zamaria Nicole Manus. She faces several charges, including 15 counts of felony hit and run. This all happened back on March 29th. Greensboro officers responded to the area of South Eugene and West Whittington streets due to what was called then a disturbance. About an hour later, when the crowd was leaving, officers say Manus was driving east on West Whittington and hit multiple people on the road. According to NCA&T University, 4 of those people hit were students.
What's going on? She got ran over by somebody. The police are here. She got ran over. We're at this party for our college, right? And everything was going fine. And then the Greensboro police showed up and were talking to everybody. And all of a sudden, this car comes through. We don't know who it is. It looked like a black Camry. He just barreled through and hit like at least 7 people that was standing in the street in the crowd over here.
Well, thankfully, all of the injuries were non-life-threatening. We have a traffic alert for you right now. Elm Street between Cone and Cornwallis is closed due to a fallen tree. I want you to take a look at the video and the massive tree that's there across the road. Police say they're waiting for city crews to clear this tree. Elm Street will not reopen until it is cleared, and crews right now are not giving an ETA on that. We will continue to monitor that situation. The State Highway Patrol says a Durham man is dead after a crash in Guilford County. This happened yesterday morning along Interstate 85 near Highway 62. Officials say the man ran off the road, hit a tree, then his car caught fire. The driver died at the scene.
Good afternoon and thanks for watching WFMY News 2 at noon. I'm Lauren Coleman. We have more information about a police crash we first learned about yesterday. We now know 3 young boys died in a car crash after their car slammed into a Greensboro police cruiser. Officers say they refused to pull over for a traffic stop. Police told us that 2 14-year-olds and a 15-year-old were inside that vehicle. They say their car collided with a patrol car on Walker Avenue yesterday morning. The officer in the patrol car has serious injuries and is in the hospital.
And you saw them pulling 1 or 2 out and then immediately pulling them away to get them away from the fire, and then immediately started CPR. And then it was so chaotic, and at that point I wanted to back up. I wanted to be respectful of the space, but I saw enough to know that something really tragic had happened.
It's heartbreaking for all involved. GPD says it's looking into whether officers follow department policy. Meantime, all officers involved are on administrative duty. Both are standard protocol. We now have a statement from Guilford County Schools where the 3 teenagers attended. We are greatly saddened to learn about the loss of 3 of our students. Crisis teams will be available to support students and staff. Our hearts are with the families during this incredibly difficult time. Out of respect for their privacy and this ongoing investigation, no additional information will be provided. Both North Carolina candidates for governor have commented on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. They each agree political violence cannot be tolerated.
There's been a lot of rhetoric from all sides and from every quarter.
We cannot allow political violence to take root in this country.
Each said they're grateful Trump is okay after the shooting, and they stressed the importance of being able to share ideas freely without fear of violence.
We are over here at the Summer Blood Drive, and this message is for you at home listening to this right now. You got to get down here to the Piedmont Hall because we need your blood for transfusions. People in need it. We have a steady flow of people coming in, but I want to tell you, I'm trying to get Piedmont Hall at max capacity. All right, we'll tell you more about it coming up in a few minutes. Stay with us.
A great cause. We'd love if you'd help us out with the Summer Blood Drive. Hey there, I'm Ben Briscoe. Thanks for watching WFMY News 2 at noon. We are now a few hours away from former President Donald Trump speaking in Charlotte. And there'll be extra attention on what he says because it's Trump's first campaign event since President Joe Biden dropped out of the race. WFMY News Amber Lake is down in Charlotte this morning with the preview. Right now, you can be someone's superhero and donate blood. Our annual Summer Blood Drive is happening at Piedmont Hall. You can donate until 6 o'clock tonight. Hannah, it looks like it is already filling up out there.
Good afternoon. Thanks for watching WFMY News 2 at noon. I'm Lauren Coleman. Happy 4th of July. Downtown Greensboro's annual Fun 4th Freedom Festival is back. The Freedom Run is already over, but the Freedom Fest will kick off in less than an hour. WFMY News 2's Taylor Lever is downtown for the celebration. Taylor, there's a lot of excitement surrounding today's event.
Yeah, there is. There's a ton of vendors here. We've got people selling hats.
And if you aren't traveling today, be sure to head to downtown Greensboro for the Fun 4th Freedom Festival. Right now, we are taking a live look as the final preparations are underway. Me and Ed will be heading down there in about 30 minutes or so. Come to the News 2 treat trailer. We are giving out treats and News 2 swag. Can't wait to see you there. Ooh, they got Kona Ice.
Communities across the U.S. often organize beach cleanups to keep their coastlines looking inviting, free of trash. The Philippines has a whole lot of coastline. One town, they have come up with a unique way to attract more people to clean up.
We are following breaking news here on WFMY News 2. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has resigned following scrutiny of security lapses related to the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. Now, this comes just one day after she faced a congressional committee and was questioned for hours by both Democrats and Republicans. Cheadle resigned in an email to her staff, which stated, quote, "I take full responsibility for the security lapse. In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director." Minutes after the Secret Service director stepped down, former President Donald Trump made a statement on his social media network. He said, "The Biden-Harris administration did not properly protect me, and I was forced to take a bullet for democracy. It was my great honor to do so." Cheadle has served as the Secret Service director since August of 2022 after serving for 27 years in other positions at the agency. As far as the investigation into the assassination attempt, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and the Secret Service have all opened its own investigation to determine the preparedness level of the agency. President Biden also announced he would direct an independent review of the rally security to determine what went wrong. Yesterday, members of the House Committee on Homeland Security toured the site of the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The 2024 campaign trail is heating up after a major shakeup over the weekend. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is in Milwaukee as she pushes to earn the Democratic presidential nomination. This will be her first campaign stop since President Joe Biden dropped out of the race on Sunday. Since the decision, Harris has received endorsements from the majority of Democrats in Congress, which is enough to secure her the Democratic nomination. Harris has also received endorsements from many leaders, including Governor Roy Cooper. Governor Roy Cooper made a stop in Winston-Salem today as rumors continue about him being a possible running mate for Harris. Right now, we're taking a live look at that meeting. WFMY News 2's Joseph Leonard is at the event right now. We'll check in with him in a little bit for a little later in the show. Former President Donald Trump will be in our state tomorrow for a rally in Charlotte. This will be Trump's first rally since Sunday's announcement that President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 race. Trump was last in the area on Memorial Day weekend for the NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600. Since Sunday, Vice President Harris has raised over $100 million for her campaign. This as at least 27 states are now pledging their delegates in support of her nomination. Natalie Brand has the latest on both presidential campaigns. Take a look. In his first remarks since dropping out, President Biden called into campaign staffers to thank them and urge them to embrace Harris. Let's switch gears now to the weather. Ed, Mother Nature has a great poker face. We just can't always seem to tell who's going to get those pop-up showers.
Definitely.
5 people were arrested in a drug bust this morning in Greensboro a little before 4 a.m. Arrests were made in connection with the trafficking and selling of drugs out of the Relax Inn on McKnight Mill Road. One suspect had an outstanding warrant for robbery. Officers say they entered 3 rooms and seized narcotics. This was a part of a months-long investigation to help stop overdoses. The future of a Greensboro elementary school will be decided today. This afternoon, the Guilford County School Board is expected to vote on if they will rebuild or renovate Lindley Elementary. The building itself is nearly 100 years old, built in 1928. Some neighbors in the community say they want a brand new school. The district initially planned to make major repairs only, but architects determined it was well beyond repair and needed major system upgrades. This was all explained to parents in the community earlier this month at a community meeting. Architects also said the building cannot keep up with the growing number of students in the area. That is why they are recommending to tear it down and rebuild the school. We did speak to one parent about the building and the concerns around it. Take a listen.
We have had no health concerns due to our children attending the school. However, we have to make considerations when we do send our children, knowing that we don't know how warm or cold their classrooms are going to be that day. I have confidence that our engineers have looked at the roof to make sure that our children are safe when they do go to school. But it is not a roof we want to keep.
The GCS board is scheduled to hold its regular meeting at 6 p.m. at their headquarters on Eugene Street. GCS says the design process will begin after the vote on a renovation or a rebuild, followed by a bidding for a contractor to do the work. WFMY News 2 is teaming up with the American Red Cross for its summer blood drive tomorrow. The need for blood never takes a vacation, and you can help save a life. The blood drive is tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Piedmont Hall, and you can visit our website to make an appointment, or you can just walk on in. The goal of the drive is to collect 100 units of blood. Donors will receive t-shirts and some WFMY News 2 swag. And you can also text the word BLOOD to 336-373-5775 for more information on the event. Again, that number is 336-373-5775. Stick with us. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.